What's going on? What's going on? It's Nefu from Tunehype.com. In this video, I had some questions. So somebody asked me about Google Panel, basically some basic questions about the Google Panel and like how to get the platforms to show up inside the Google Panel. Also, how to get the Google Panel to show up. So if you want to know more about that Google Panel, go ahead and watch this whole video from start to the end, and you can learn a whole lot about that. All right, guys. If you're new to the channel, we talk about music marketing, artist development, stuff like that on this channel. It's everything that helps artists grow and get royalties and get shows and get paid. So if you're into that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop your music link in the comments below so you can take part in our marketing promo. What we're doing is we're promoting Spotify links. We're adding them to our playlist because I'm a Spotify curator and I'm looking for great music. So if you guys want to, you can drop some links below in the comments so that I can discover your music and add you to a playlist. And I'm not charging you. I'm just going to do it up front a couple times, get you guys some plays so you can see that our services work. If you like it, you can always go to tunehype.com and order some more. All right, guys. So if you don't know, a Google Panel is that thing that you have when you go on Google and you search Drake's name. And then as soon as you see right after you search Drake's name on the right hand corner, there's a box with Drake's face and it says Drake. He's an artist. He says like American rapper or something like that. And then it has like his age and a little bit of bio information. And then from there, it shows his songs and latest albums that came out and all this little information. That's called a knowledge panel. It's called a Google Knowledge Panel. And I made a couple videos on my other channel, Millions by Nefu, which I'm going to leave a link to in the description so you can watch the Google Panel videos that I made leading up to this basically artist discovery, very, very powerful tool for you if you have a Google panel, because what's going to happen is people are going to search your music and they're going to find you and say, oh, that's that guy right there. OK, boom. So they found you on Google. They see a name. It's so much easier. It's also probably one of the prerequisites to getting verified on Instagram. And it helps you with getting verified on Twitter and everything else. So you're going to end up needing one if you do want to get verified. Now, I'm also going to put, like I said, links, because I had 3 or 4 videos where I kind of explain how you get one and what you have to do to get one and things you better do or not do if you want to get one and keep it, stuff like that. So I'm gonna add all those videos to the link. Also in the video cards up on the top right hand corner, it should be like an eye that just, if you click the eye on your phone or on a computer, it'll have all of the Google videos that I've made, but they're all on my other channel because I just decided to move all the artist stuff to this channel because we're just doing straight up trading videos over there and finance videos. So if you're into that type of stuff, you can always subscribe to my other channel as well. I'll leave a link in the description as well to my other channel. Now, for the Google Panel, he wants to know, how do you add more platforms? So if you go look at a Google Panel, toward the bottom, you'll see where it shows, Apple Music, Deezer, Spotify, SoundCloud. So it's supposed to have that. You might have a Google Panel that's kind of blank, doesn't have anything in there. It's missing all kinds of links that belong to those platforms. And if this is the situation for you, then this video is for you. Now, I normally would just kind of like demonstrate it, but I can just pretty much tell you what the problem is and why it's not showing up. Now, I want to show you how the Knowledge Panel came about and how it works so you can understand how to add links to it and how that actually works. Now, my Google Panel, originally, I made a mistake and got one. I didn't even do anything on purpose to get it the first time I got my Google Panel. It just popped up. And I know you're like, what? Because a lot of people, they get upset when people say, oh, I don't know. I didn't know how they got there. I just, especially when I talk to other celebrities, they'll be like, oh, I don't know how I got there. It just showed up. So no, in this case, it really did just show up. And I can tell you why it showed up. And it showed up because I have a lot of links. I had a lot of SEO done. And I made sure that my music links showed up on every page. So I'll give you an example. On my SoundCloud account, I have all my links to my social media networks in my bio, in my description on my SoundCloud. But in that SoundCloud also, I leave links to other platforms. I put that there. On my Reverb Nation, same thing. I have all of these links that lead to Spotify, that lead to SoundCloud, that lead to the other platforms. On my Spotify, I have links that lead to, my Twitter, my Instagram. And that SEO, what that's doing, is just giving Google the indication that all of these different websites are validating the link. You have to make sure that everywhere you have the link, that it's the same link everywhere. You want to make sure you didn't mess up the typing and no typos and nothing like that. And then you also want to tweet your links. You want to make sure you got a lot of tweets that got those links in them, because those tweets also archive in Google. So Facebook and Twitter and also Instagram can archive those links. So you definitely want to post them. Another thing you can do is get you some blog posts. Write you a blog. If you don't have a blog, make you a Google blog. This is one of the simplest things you can do, is make a Google blogger. Now, you're only using this for SEO purposes, because you might want to use a WordPress regular blog for that. If you have a really nice blog, but just if you have like a free little blogger blog, and get your little website, and this can just be for your record label or something like that. Why I use Blogger is because Google archives and pretty much gives their own platform, because Google owns Blogger. So Blogger has higher rank than WordPress. So if you use a Blogger, you can write a blog about your artist, like a little simple like press release type blog, and you only do that just for SEO purposes, so that you can put your music links in that blog post leading to that artist. So every time a new song would come out, you say, all right, new song just came out by such and such artist. And then you would link the song and all the different links to that song in that blog post. Now, sure, when you give that article to a real blog, they're going to just use one link. They're going to use a SoundCloud, or they're going to use a Spotify, they're going to use a YouTube. But on your blog, you put all of the links leading to that. If you do that and you get into the practice of doing that, Google's going to sniff it out. They got these things called spiders. They go around, they crawl through all the links, and they find the links, and then they start archiving it. If it shows up enough times in Google's archive, and it shows up that, okay, this artist right here frequently has these links that lead to this platform, this is absolutely this person's artist profile, then it's going to automatically generate those platforms into the Google panel. There's a second way to get that to happen, and that's to use multiple distributors. Now, if you're distributed with Sony or somebody of a major label, you're going to end up getting this anyway. So you pretty much could just ask the distributor to help you with that. They most likely have access to what is considered like a YouTube content, and also like when you get that YouTube partnership, the content partnership with YouTube, that's when they submit all your music links over to YouTube, and then that's another way to get it into the panel. So if you're not like with a major label, then you probably wouldn't be able to get the links into the panel unless you do that first step I said with the blogger. The third way you can do it, if you're not with a major label, of course, is this way, which is to release separate different songs on different platforms until you get in there. The reason why is because each platform has its own partnerships, and you don't know who has the partnership. We don't know who exactly has that good partnership. So I would like, if you really want to get that Google panel going, I would really submit one single with TuneCore, one single with CD Baby, one single with Empire, one single with DistroKid, and just kind of like drop singles on all these different platforms, so that you can kind of like make a mistake and get the results. Because if you're only using CD Baby and you're not getting the results, then it's probably because CD Baby isn't helping you with that. And that's their fault. So I don't know who you're distributed by, and that really makes a big difference. I use Symphonic distribution. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you guys can use them if you want. But Symphonic distribution is probably how I was able to get into all these things. But of course, Symphonic distribution goes through TuneCore as well. So with that being said, TuneCore and Symphonic are probably two that I know for sure could help you get your links in the Google panel. Knowledge panel, Google panel, same thing. So if you hear me saying Google panel or knowledge panel, those are the same thing. So if those are the two distributors that I know for sure have caused me to get in there. But I do have music with Mondo Tunes. I have music with DistroKid. I have it all over the place, right? So I at least release music everywhere, so that I can make sure that I don't miss out on any particular stores. At least my name shows up everywhere. And that's just a good practice, because some distributors have stores that you just, didn't know you could get into, but you got to go through that distributor to get into those stores. Now, the other question they wanted to know is, how do you put your social media links in there? And I got a link. I actually have a video for that, so I'm going to leave a link in the description. There's no reason to waste time talking about that. You can just watch that video. I fully explain how I got those links in there. Okay, so now there was a second question that I was asked, and that question was, okay, it goes like this. It says that he goes to Google to search for his artist, but the artist name doesn't come up unless unless he types in musician and all that. And it's like really hard to get the Google panel to pop up. Why is that? And what can we do to fix it? Okay, so with the Google panel and the way that that works, like I said, it goes off of how much content is in there. And if your SEO is really low, then the search rank for your artist is really low. That means that his name isn't like showing up in enough search results to show up enough, and that's why it's not popping up. Now you could test this out by typing in his name and then looking down right above before you start seeing the searches. There's a number, it says search results. So when you see that number, it says search results, just take a look at how many search results you get. That number determines like how many crawlers have found your artist name and how many times your artist name pops up on different websites. The least that amount, the lower that number is, like if it's like 500 search results or something like that, like if it's really low like that, then you're not gonna be able to find the artist. You're gonna have to like do something about that. So an SEO campaign would help you in that case. And so what you would do with an SEO campaign, I just kind of give you an idea, is that what you're trying to do is get your name to show up more often on multiple sites. So more PR would help that. Meaning, if you get like 10 to 15, 20 different blog articles for your artist, then that would raise the search results. Also, if the artist posts more pictures of himself on his Twitter account, more search results. His name has to pop up more often. Hashtag promo, where you always put this hashtag in and then you associate that with the artist's name. That would make the search results go up because, like I said, Google is always also sniffing out Twitters. If a person is not getting a lot of retweets and favorites or getting their mentions. So let me give you an example. If I tweet you and then 2 or 3 other people tweet you with your name in it, and Google sees that, that would count as another search result. So a lot of search results can also come from other people mentioning you and tweeting you, and all that stuff helps with your search rank. So if your artist, I could basically say that this would mean that your artist isn't necessarily getting a lot of retweets. Your artist isn't getting a lot of promo from social media, doesn't have a big following, and doesn't have a lot of articles if you're having to type his name in and then put musician. Now, in the event that that stuff I just said is not true, and then he does have a lot of retweets, he does have a lot of articles, name still doesn't come up, then it could be because you're having a conflict with another name similar. If you're having another name similar to that name, it could be stealing all your search rank. Like, let's say, for instance, there was an artist named Disney. Now, obviously, if there was an artist named Disney, you wouldn't see his name nowhere to be found when you type in the word Disney, because Disney is another company. So if you call yourself Disney the Killer, then unfortunately, you're never going to be found, because as soon as you type in Disney, it's going to try to give you the Disney World, Disneyland, and the Disney movies, and you'll never be found. So that's one of those new words and names you just don't ever want to use. And a lot of people use a lot of names that they're combating with movies and other movie titles and things like that. So one thing you can do to fix that is to get your name trademarked, get the artist name trademarked, and then go back through and see, is there any other artist or anything else using his name, and then cease and desist them to death. Send them a bunch of cease and desist letters and let them know they got to change their name because you got a trademark. They can't use that name, or whatever you got to do. You can talk to a lawyer about that. But for the most part, you're going to have to fight for that name. The other thing is what I did, and this is probably a little too late to fix, but if you're very early in your career with the artist, if he's very early in his career, he could always change his name. So like, if you use a unique name that nobody else has, and it's just like a completely, like, just like some weird name, like out of nowhere, just some name nobody else is using, you get search results immediately. As soon as you type the name in, it comes right up. But if you're using a difficult name or a common name that has like a lot of stuff, like if it's just like a name that's very common, then you're going to have a hard time getting search rank. So if the name isn't that common and he's the only one that's doing it with that name, and you're still not showing up on the first, second, or third page, then it must be a bunch of other content that's in the way blocking you. And what you would need to do is an SEO campaign. And you can easily go on Fiverr.com and pay some guys to do some SEO for you. They'll drop your artist name on, 17,000 websites real quick and get his search results real high, real fast. You might have to spend a couple $100s to get there, but you get on the front page of Google 1 or 2 times. The other thing you can do to fix that is to create an AdWords account on Google, and then all his content on his website, or you can use his website, or you can use his music, and then make like a Google campaign that drives traffic to him. And what that'll do is Google will raise the search rank because you paid for them to do so. So once you pay them, they're going to raise the search rank up for your artist, and his name's going to come right up because you're paying. And then once you set those keywords to artist, whatever kind of music he makes, whatever the genre is, singer, songwriter, rapper, whatever it is, his name's going to come up sooner, faster, and it's going to come up way quicker. So in most cases, it's an SEO problem. This is all SEO problem. So do some research on SEO, watch a lot of YouTube SEO videos, and then you'll be able to see what it takes to actually get something to the front page of Google, and why his content is probably not popping up, and you got to be all super specific. So if you can get higher search rank with his normal name, then maybe it'll pop off. You could also consider changing his name or his website or his profile or his social media to his name, and then put music behind it, so that it would save you the trouble of having to type in music when somebody searches his name. So if it's like, it could be, Bill's music, or, whatever, your bullseye music, or whatever you want to call it, so that name comes up faster. But if you got like some cool name like Tech9, then, you don't want to put music on the end of it. Then I understand that. But at the end of the day, you might have to just take a website and build it up for him. Make a website for your artist and do a lot of blog posts from your website. This is separate from the blogger idea. This is just specifically to get that name to rank. Put his bio on his website and put that bio as many places as you possibly can. So the fastest way that I've been able to see people's names show up with all, with all that other stuff considered, is to get a Wikipedia page. Once you get a Wikipedia page, you automatically shoot right to the top of the search rank. It's over with. And to get a Wikipedia page, I got people who can do that for you, but it would be like, what are they charging? Like, these writers and stuff that do those, they're wanting at least $1,000, and that's because they need to write it in a certain way. Like, you can't just write it yourself. It has to be done a certain way. It has to be done by Wikipedia writers who know what they're doing. Anyway, we've made it to the end of the video. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching or listening. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know below. Drop a question so I can make a video for you guys. Have anything you want to ask me, I can make a video about it. And everybody should contribute to the channel so I can get it to grow. There's a lot of concerns you guys might have. Instead of hopping on the phone with me, we can just talk about it over YouTube, and then everybody else can also learn. So it's like a nice little community here. We can all like help each other. And I definitely want to help you guys get your music popping. Think of me as like a training coach, and I'm just out here helping you build your music and get your artist development going. Okay, guys? So I'll talk to you later. Peace. Have a good day.